Greetings, patron of the fine arts. I am old creative. I am the scholar of the true rules of fine arts. I guard them with the eye of the hawk. In a few short moments, a certain self-proclaimed creativity mentor will whine about his own lack of discipline to finish a simple motif. Be warned. He will attempt to talk his way around centuries of technique and wisdom. Don't be fooled. Slackers are no true artists, not without my approval.
Hey, I'm Casper, and you just met your creativity mentor. I'm mentoring my kind of weirdos who don't think that they're creative enough or who tend to start projects and never finish them. I'm sharing my creative process with you so we can overcome that guy old creative and his monsters together. The movement is called the Creative Demo, and all you have to do is sit back and get creative with me. All of us have unfinished creative projects. My oldest creative wish is to draw Amsterdam houses. I've been living in Amsterdam for 10 years now, and I still haven't touched that idea. For 10 years, I've been imagining the canal houses as murals, lamps, regular paintings, and even shoes. But none of them ever got started, let alone finished, due to my severe case of creative block. But now I'm going to try beating it one last time, or should I say once and for all, with the help of the creative demo and this video series. By the end of it, time will tell if I will have finally finished the piece on camera while talking you through every step of the process, or will this be the last nail in the coffin of my favorite and most ambitious idea? Keep watching and send thoughts and prayers. It all started 11 years ago when I first visited Amsterdam, and my first 29 minutes in the city were not great. Me and my friend have just been to a Justin Timberlake concert in Antwerp in Belgium just the night before. Yeah, back in the day when JT was still cool. But we partied all night because we skipped booking the hotel for that night and caught our 6 a.m. bus to Amsterdam, where we had our 2 hours of sleep that night. Next morning was really rough, I don't even have to say. I remember hearing, "Next stop, Amsterdam!" And the rising sun's piercing rays were boring this massive headache through my eyes, which is just a dramatic way of saying that I was really hungover. But the real headache was only starting. We stumbled out of the bus expecting to see beautiful Amsterdam canals with cute narrow houses in a neat line. You know, the classic Amsterdam postcard. But instead, I squint across a field of tall grass, and the only structure inside is a lone tram station, seemingly leading to nowhere. I thought to myself, wow, this must be a very hungover dream, or at least a very nasty scam. I felt so confused, scared, and a bit angry with myself also for not doing the research where the station would end, and instead just trusting the process that the bus labeled Amsterdam would indeed take us to the heart of Amsterdam. At that moment, all I wanted to do was lay face down in the dry dirt and let somebody else figure this mess out. Instead, we picked up our sorry selves and figured out what to do next. The only tram line on that lone tram stop actually took us to Amsterdam's central station within 20 minutes. Turns out it wasn't that bad. And even though the first 29 minutes in the city were less than ideal, at minute 30, we were living our best touristy life in the middle of Amsterdam, surrounded by the canal houses. I felt my face muscles stretch into a relieved smile. All was right in the world again. Fair warning though, most Amsterdam tourists, including the 24-year-old me, tend to think to themselves in that moment, yeah, I could see myself living here. The city vibe and the canal houses are the strongest drug in Amsterdam for sure. Less than a year later, I had left Croatia, where I was born and raised, and moved to my dream city. And ever since that, I had a wish to incorporate the cute canal houses into my heart and into my art. Over the 10 years, I had multiple concepts with varying degrees of ambition. At first, I was dreaming really big. why not do a Canal Houses mural spanning all 4 walls of this guest bedroom? Canal houses everywhere. It'll be like an immersive, full experience room. Yeah, I was ambitious, and yeah, these walls are still blank. And I've intentionally come here to tell you this story so you can hear my ambition echoing against these blank walls. Later, I decided to downgrade it just to 1 wall behind me, keeping in mind that I have 0 experience of ever doing murals, so let's start small. But that didn't happen either. I was too scared to even try. I'm sure I'm not alone in feeling like this about my backlog, or should I say graveyard of unfinished projects. I haven't met a single creative person who's told me, oh yeah, I finished all the projects I've started and only now I'm starting a new one. I'm doing them one by one. Yeah, that's a clear said no one ever line. We all have our unfinished projects, and I bet they're amazing ideas too. Like Taylor said, the greatest films of all time were never made. So that got me thinking, what's stopping us? We all have our unique snowflake reasons, but when we go a level deeper, the usual I don't have the time, I don't have the skills, or I'm afraid of what others might think. These excuses, or monsters, seem to be recurring.
If you can't make it flawless, it's not worth doing at all. You need to polish the idea first. Other artists are better than you. Why even bother starting?
If you start and it doesn't work out, all this time and material will be wasted.
Are you a real artist though, if you choose to do it this way?
It was I who sent these monsters to whisper in your ear. I am Old Creative, the scholar of true rules of fine art. Did you really think you could bypass centuries of creative wisdom with your shortcuts and gadgets? Without my approval, you are no artist at all.
Excuse me, who are you?
Why, I just told you, I am Old Creative. With this sort of attention span, you'll never complete a single project. Art demands discipline, something you clearly lack.
Wow, okay. As I was saying, my latest version of the Canal Houses art idea is about 1.5 years in the making. Or should I say 1.5 years in waiting, dreading, and listening to Old Creative's monsters. Ha! Here's how the latest idea happened. It came to me while I was browsing for stickers for my iPad's keyboard case. It's white sea, so I'm worried that it's getting a bit dirty on the edges. I browsed through some shops that offer stickers precisely cut for this part, and this part. But I was not a fan of their designs. They're a bit generic. And then I heard a knock on the door inside my own head, the Canal Houses idea yelling out at me, "Hey, remember me?" And then all the pieces fell into place. Why not make the sticker myself? What I've learned is that not only is it okay and normal to have a graveyard of ideas, the key is to know how to be brave enough to revive and combine them. Inspiration doesn't come to us before we take action. We can sit on the couch waiting to be inspired forever. Inspiration actually comes because we have taken some action. I've waited for years for the correct or perfect idea of how to realize the Canal Houses to come to me. I was sitting and thinking and sitting and thinking, yet it never felt right. Only once I completely let the idea rot in the graveyard, it came to me in the context of the iPad case. Mixing the two ideas, the iPad case and the Canal Houses, gave the Canal Houses idea their place in the context of what I want to make. I feel so excited telling you the full concept. I'm starting a series of videos called Canal Houses, where we will be drawing Canal Houses on the iPad keyboard case. First digitally, then we will print it out as a sticker. I'm taking you with me step by step through all the phases, and I'll be sharing all the learnings and all the old creative monsters we will encounter along the way. We might beat them together. We'll have fun in new segments, and I'm very excited to introduce you to new creative in one of the future videos. He is the antidote to the old creative, and he will help us make the best of our creativity. The way I see it, we've reached the series goal when we've made our finished Canal Houses artwork, printed it out as a sticker, and ceremoniously put it on the iPad keyboard case. But along the way, each episode won't just be about me drawing and doing the project. It's also going to be about the bigger lessons in creativity that you can use for your own projects, whatever they are. So join me for this adventure spanning across many videos in the following months. This will be my make or break moment for the Canal Houses. I will either finally finish them, or this will be the last nail in the coffin for my favorite and most ambitious idea. Subscribe to the Creative Demo channel to follow along. I feel so supported and brave at the idea of doing this together with you. You're my accountability buddy. In return, I promise to be vulnerable and share what monsters old creative sends my way and how I might beat them. That's the part that I'm most looking forward to. Meeting my creativity in action and showing you my mistakes, doubts, and all the setbacks. Old creative says, "Ha, you'll never finish this." But the new creative says, "Just watch me." This isn't just about the Canal Houses. This is about all of us, how we might finish our ideas. See you in episode 2 of the Canal Houses series, where we scout locations for the perfect canal houses. I have no idea where to start.